Yes, my name is Hagh, and I'm a project manager of NIRAS, and I'm co-writer of the report on the Viborg case. The general topics was, of course, to find out how to implement the source from Apple into the city of Viborg. All the different types of temperatures that were in question from Apple, and the different kind of temperatures that were in question in the city of Viborg in the district heating. Next. No next. Oh. One of the major issues was about the electricity prices, since we are implementing heat pumps in the system. And to find a realistic and yet conservative price of the electricity, we are investigating different trends, and we're finding the final solution being a mix of Danish Energy's forward analyze, and then combined with the trend from the Socioeconomics, and agree with all the partners and the stakeholders within the project on that this was the electricity prices we were using in the calculations. Another issue is when we get a little further with the project is when we have to prepare a project proposal to the municipality. We have to consider the socioeconomics also, and in this there is also prices of electricity, and they are varying a lot from year to year. This figure shows different yearly prognosis of the electricity prices compared to the actual price, and as you can see, they are way beyond what the actual price has developed, and even with the latest, it's not even close to what the real price are. Yes. This was one of the big issues, to find out the consensus about the electricity prices. Another is to find out the efficiency of the heat pumps. On the one slide is the efficiency based on actual implemented plants, and when we consider the low temperature, we will expecting a efficiency between 7 and 9. And for the specific project, there had to be developed a model where all the heat pumps are located, and finding the total system efficiency. And in this case, it was 8.3. Then there was another big task, was to set up all the different scenarios and different ways of combining the system. The three major solutions was to have only heat pumps at Apple, and sending the high temperature into the city, and then further on. Another scenario was to have a mixture of heat pump at Apple, and then in the peak load centrals in the city, taking second boost. And the third one is only in the city, sending in the low temperature. There will of course be very little heat loss, since it is distributed with 30 degrees. But in this case, it will be a very big pipeline, so there is the economy between these three solutions. And we found that the mixture was the cheapest one, or with the lowest cost. And for the conclusions and what Viborg has to do to actually cope with this, one is splitting the city into zones, which Morten I've already spoken of earlier. One for the center and one for the surrounding with 2 different temperatures. And then in the center, as I said, the peak load centrals have heat pumps boosting the heat. And at larger consumers in the low temperature area, also heat pumps to boost the temperature for these specific large consumers. Then there are some few changes to the net in this specific case. One is a direct connection of the big building blocks instead of indirect with the heat exchangers. And then there is, in one zone, there was a change of distribution between 2 pipes and some local distribution which has to be changed. But in this specific case, it was actually limited how much had to be changed. Also, the distribution net around the city, the last distribution net had few places where the dimension has to be changed. And this is different things that I had to change to cope with this, but actually they are already in action with some of these. The lowering of the temperature is one of them, and as you can see, they have already lowered the temperature over the last 10 years with 30%, both the forward temperature and the return. Of course, we have to use our time now to prioritize all the investments, which things has to be invested first, and time schedule and investment plans. We have to negotiate ownerships, who is going to operate what part of the plants, and then there is the issue of the preconditions. As I mentioned before, the electricity prices, they are ever changing, and so are the base for the socioeconomics. They are also changing all the time, and this have some influence on the economy and the project. In general, the electricity prices have been lowered, so it's only getting the project better. And then there is a general optimization of all the systems. These are the things that has to be done in the near future and are on the way. That's all from now.